Sarah Silverman and Jenny McCarthy influenced you how?
Yeah, Jenny McCarthy, I used to watch with my cousin JD. We used to watch Singled Out, and it was like salacious. Jenny was hot and gross, which were two things I had not seen combined. I think she was the first person that I was like, I can kind of be gross. And I think as a young girl, my theory is when people say women aren't funny, women are as funny as boys, but boys, when they're first learning what funny is, it's poo-poo and it's dirt and it's butts and it's pee-pees. And boys, when they talk about it, people go, stop that, we don't talk about that. But when girls do it, people are like, no, you are a girl, you do not talk. That's the way I found, like, if I ever said anything sexual or scatological, people would be like, girls do not talk that way. Like, you're a bad girl. And so that's why women aren't funny. Our toolbox of what we can joke about is robbed of us at a young age, so we don't learn how to be funny. And then Sarah Silverman was the one that you go, she's adorable, she's likable, she's like someone I would want to be friends with, and you can tell she's so freaking smart. It seemed within reach. That was a thing that I go, I think if I work hard enough, I could be something like that.
How would you remember the first Chappelle show you went to? I think you were in college at the time?
So I'm in college, I'm so skinny, no one wants to be friends with me. I decide I gotta be larger than life. I start being like really funny and just telling funny stories and like wacky, and everyone, suddenly I'm getting compliments like, you should be a stand-up comedian. So I started writing jokes, but I was like, I gotta go see stand-up comedy. And I remember Googling stand-up comedy Denver, and an ad came up for Dave Chappelle. Didn't know who he was. This was 2002, so this is pre-Chappelle show. And I go, I look on IMDb, he's the guy from You've Got Mail. And I was like, I'll go see this movie star. And I was probably the only white person there. And I walked in and it was like, you know, Dave Chappelle block party. There was like, it was music on stage, there were people grinding. It wasn't a comedy show.
What'd you learn from Amy Schumer?
One of the funniest people ever and the quickest person I know. Not scared to take chances, and just seeing Amy hold a no. Like, I remember the first time of her just telling someone like, no. And I'm waiting for her to be like, I'm so sorry, I can't, like, I'll do it another time. And she was just like no is a sentence. And I learned that from Amy.
Your first time on Conan?
I dodged doing Conan for a while. Like, the booker, I recently talked to him, JP Buck, and he was like, you are the only person I had to like really like hunt down to do a set. Like, I had to like bother you about it. I didn't want to do it until I was going to be amazing. I could not go in front of Conan and be mediocre. My dad introduced me to Conan O'Brien, his late night show, probably 1998. It was just like, you know, that story of like the tape that changed your life. It was the best, and he shaped my sense of humor so much. I learned so much from him. I continue to. I'm funnier if I listen to Conan O'Brien's podcast. I'm funnier that night. Like, it gets me in the right state of mind.
Going on Howard Stern?
Howard Stern, one of the biggest things of my career ever. I mean, I have fans because I've been on Howard Stern.
I remember one time I told her, it's like, you remind me of Howard Stern. You are, you know, because I'm always freaked out how Howard Stern can talk about things that like I would never talk about. And he gets away with it, and people love him for it. So, and Nikki took that as a big compliment.
I started listening to his show and I was like, oh my God, this guy is the best. Because I was kind of getting into Howard Stern when he was first getting into therapy, and I heard there was like a possibility of a morning show on Comedy Central's Sirius channel that they were looking for. And so I called them and was like, give this to me, I'm going to be great at it. Like, I know I can do this. And they did. And I was gonna do it in LA, but then I was like, wait, if I did it in New York, would it be at the Sirius studios? And they were like, yeah. And I'd be like, oh, I'll just move to New York. So I moved to New York so I could be on the same floor as Howard and somehow maybe meet him. I don't know, I just want to be close to genius. And it worked out. And it was never my goal to get like on Howard Stern, because that is just like too lofty. Howard's not like booking people from publicists. Howard has to ask for you. Like, Howard books his show. So I remember I was promoting my Netflix special, and Howard requested me, and then I got to be a guest on it. I've gone back and done, you know, I've judged penis size competitions. Like, I'll do anything for them. I love that show, and Howard's just so open, and I know I'm going to be good on that show because I'll talk about anything. And I know that's what he likes. So I'm like so interested where he's gonna take me, and I've revealed things on there that I never thought I would get into. It's so fun. But yeah, that was huge.